Yes, sir. What up, what up, what up? I know I'm a little early. It's a special day. The draft is tomorrow. So you know we gotta make sure we on time. Let's make sure we on time. Dallas always stinks. I like that energy. I like that energy right there. Yes, sir. What's up, Isaac? What's up with you? How you feeling? So I want to talk about a couple of things while we early, while I'm waiting for 500 to get on. He should be on shortly. He just hit me and said he's setting up. So, what's up, everybody? How y'all feeling? What's the vibes? So let me talk about my guy from Twitter. He's doing something really special for you guys. This is for you guys. So first, I want all y'all to do is go follow my guy on Twitter, Charles Smith at Big C _ Young Guns. What he wants me and Philly 500 to do is pick somebody from this live stream. Somebody from this live stream will have their merchandise paid for by him from 500's catalog and from my catalog. So yes, Charles Smith, a loyal supporter of me and Philly 500 is going to give one of you guys some free merchandise. He's going to get it from me. He's going to get it from 500. He's going to send it to you, man. So somebody from this stream, we're going to pick somebody, and we're going to do it that way. I might have somebody randomly pick because I know a lot of you guys' name, and so shout out to my guy Charles Smith. Make sure y'all check him out on Twitter real quick. Let him know Philly 500 and LB sent you. I'll put his Twitter in the description real quick at Big C _ Young Guns. Young Guns. That way. Yeah, there you go right there. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all follow me, man. Follow him on Twitter real quick. He gonna he gonna do his thing real quick. 500 ain't late, LB early. Come on, y'all know I'm always schmurly. Always schmurly. You know what I'm saying? Philly 500 sliding through. He's setting up. You know what I mean? We're going to, expeditiously make sure, we talk about this, man. Because, we've been building this draft board for a very long time. And it's time we get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. I'm a couple minutes early, a little 5 minutes early. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to have my guests walking. I'm a good host. I didn't want to have my guests walk into, a cold, dark room. I do got another video coming up. I'm gonna finish a couple of these Cowboys YouTubers with this next video. You know what I mean? I'm gonna finish them. You know what I mean? We could put some of these where they rest. I'm gonna finish a couple of them. They like to have my boy Carson Wentz name in their mouth a little too much for me. You know what I mean? But we're gonna handle this business right here. Make sure y'all follow my guy, Big Young C. Can y'all see that on the screen? That highlighted can y'all see that highlighted message on the screen? 500. My guy's in the building. Y'all ready? Without further ado, my guy, Philly 500.
What's up, Lord Brunson? What's up with you, man?
I'm chilling, man.
Yeah.
We got a real big day tomorrow, man. I'm excited, man.
I like that blanket.
Oh,
I like that blanket. I have to go whip mine out.
500 is going to be cold for a couple people tomorrow. That's why I'm making sure. It's going to get cold for a couple of these franchises.
Especially Dallas.
Exactly. Rue girl in the building. Let's make sure we interact with, a few of the people, man, that always come through. Kirsten in the building. Rue girl in the building. Who else? Glenn in the building. Ofer in the building as always. Man of God 84, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. We're 235 strong right now, and we ready to talk NFL draft.
Yes, sir.
Lord Brunson, the man of the hour has arrived. 500, man.
What is up, man? It's nice to see you. Thank you for having me on.
Same here, man. So, how you doing with the coronavirus situation, man? You staying safe and all of that?
Yeah, I'm safe. I mean, to me, I'm done with this whole thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm I'm done with house arrest. I'm ready for this thing to be over. But, you know, I worry about my parents. I worry about older people, things like that. But for me, my family, we're okay right now. I do think my wife had it, though. That's just my theory because she got really sick.
I'm not even gonna. I think I told you this on the phone. Like I was like crazy sick, probably like I want to say like a month and a half ago, and I had no idea what was going on, and I got over it. And then this, I'm like, oh man, I might have had that thing. I was a little nervous.
Well, the thing with my wife is she gets like a high fever.
Yeah,
and then she gets like after that she starts to get this really bad cough, and like she has like slight asthma, and I've never seen her so sick where she had to use an inhaler.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm glad she made
you must have had
recovery, man.
Yeah. She still got a little cough, but you know, me, I got what she had a little bit, but dude, I was taking all these vitamins and all these antivirals way ahead of time. So I just think I was so jacked up on like stuff, you know what I mean? Like
I feel you. So I did right before you got on. I don't know if you caught that. I got finished telling everybody about our friend Charles Smith, who's going to be doing a giveaway from one lucky person. Yeah, that's super dope, right? I just got finished.
That is really nice of him, man.
Yeah, really
definitely
nice
got a shout out
because he doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we just want to hook somebody up, and that's crazy. But before we get into this draft board, I want to talk to you about a scenario real quick, 500. So
I love scenarios.
That's why I ain't speak about it until you was in the building. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Now this ain't right. I'm trying to read it word for word. Okay, wait. So somebody hit me up, right?
Yeah.
He's saying that he has some type of connections. So I'm pretty sure you get those type of things all the time.
Yeah.
I get them too. So some things you gotta take with a grain of salt. Like Bryce Harper, for instance. I knew Bryce Harper was going to Philly probably 2 months before it was announced, but I didn't believe the source.
Yeah.
I don't want to look bad.
I did. Yeah, I had somebody, and I haven't heard from them since. But they sent me a message the day that Deshaun Jackson got traded. Saying Deshaun Jackson's getting traded. I made that video like hours before he came, and so all I had to do was hit publish. Because I was like, I just felt like this guy's telling truth. He's like, don't do anything until it's announced, then you can release it. And people are like, how did you get this thing up so fast? Because I heard about it hours ahead of time.
Your Deshaun Jackson video was up. That's how I found out. I didn't even see it on Twitter or anything. I was like, what the hell happened? I think I was about to text you. I'm like, what, you work for Howie now?
Yeah, I knew that. I was like, all right, I'm going to trust this guy. He sounds credible. We'll see. And it was ready to go. And as soon as it was like, he gets traded, I'm like, publish, boom. And people were like, how the hell did you get that out that quick?
Exactly, man. Hey, thank you guys for throwing up the donations, man. I'm sorry if I miss anything. We 342 strong, but I'm gonna get into this scenario. Okay. So some guy texts me. He said, "Bruh, guess what?" And I don't. It's a direct message, not a text. Yeah. He said, "Bruh, guess what?" I'm like, "I'm what?" I'm not. I'm a real easy guy to talk to. I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "We're getting Yannick." I'm like, who are you? Right? That's the next question. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we're getting Yannick, the Jags number 9 pick, and a 2021 third-round pick for the Eagles' 21st overall pick, Derek Barnett, Crevion LeBlanc, and a 2021 first, and the Eagles' conditional 4th in 2020.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot going on, right? But this is my thing, though. Who has time to make something like that up and be wrong? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So listen, if the Philadelphia Eagles end up moving up to the number 9 spot and getting Yannick in the process, shouts go out to this guy, man. But as of right now, take everything with a grain of salt if you listen. Because Big Moose had a question. What's popping? LB and 500. Hope Howie makes this move up for Ruggs or CeeDee Lamb. Got to be aggressive or get a guy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. If that trade is real, right? So he said it was our first this year, first next year. Was it a third or was it a fourth, something like that?
Yeah, right? So it's our first this year and a 2021 third.
2021. So only one first? Or
no. First? Yeah, and a first this year and a 2021 third with Derek Barnett, Crevion LeBlanc.
I would do it especially if I only have to give up one first round pick.
Yeah,
I'm doing it. But even if you gave up 2, I would consider it because you're going to probably end up with CeeDee Lamb and Yannick, two guys that I think are going to be, I think Yannick's already a stud. But if you get up to 9,
the only thing about getting Yannick is Yannick got to get paid next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, very soon. You'll have CeeDee Lamb under a rookie contract for quite some time. Yannick has to get paid.
But you're also going to have to pay Derek Barnett in a year too.
Right.
His contract is
kind of makes sense. It's kind of believable, but then it's like, listen, if it happens, man.
Yeah.
If it happens, that would be crazy. But yeah, that's like
we'll see. I'll be looking out for it though. We'll definitely be looking out.
We'll see. We'll see. So what do you think about all these teams right now trying to trade up for offensive tackles?
Yeah, everybody wants an offensive tackle, deep offensive tackles, but you have some guys with young quarterbacks. I mean, like the Giants, the Jets, they all need it. And hopefully, my hope is that this draft will be heavy offensive tackle quarterback early, and it'll drop some of these other guys for us. You know what I mean?
I think so too. I think a lot of these guys looking for offensive tackles, it definitely helps our case for getting a real dominant guy that Carson Wentz could play with for like the next 10 years. That's what Howie is about. Howie is about, you got to think about it. NFL quarterbacks don't really play past 14 years, 15 years. Some of the good ones, you know what I mean? Carson Wentz got 4 years down in the books. If we could pair somebody for his next 10 years that he can grow with, that would just be phenomenal. So all these offensive tackle, I even think the Dolphins are looking for offensive tackle. They don't even have a quarterback yet.
No, they don't even have a quarterback.
Right,
no.
that's what I'm saying. So
but they have multiple firsts too, I think. So they might have 3 first-round picks, right? Or do they have 2? They have 2 or 3.
I mean, they've been busy. As soon as Brady left, I feel like they smelled blood in the water, and they're like, "We're going to win this division for the first time in a very long time." You know what I mean? So,
I mean, when I always look at a quarterback like in 3 stages, right? So I see like the first, his first early part of his career is like the first 4 years, right? That's learning kind of stuff. But then the second part of the year, and let's say it's like 5-6 years, that's like the prime years. And then you get the twilight, the Eli Manning years, where it's just old and needs to go. But those prime years, when you enter those prime years, you want to have guys around him that can play with him throughout the course of his prime of his career.
I agree.
I agree. That's why I'm so pushing to get guys now, because if you get guys under rookie contracts, they're not going to cost you a lot of money for 3-4 years.
I agree.
So
that kind of brings me to the next thing that I wanted to ask you. You think we should trade up?
I do. Yeah. I think we should try to trade up or trade back. And my reasoning is more to do with my distrust in Howie picking the 8th or 9th wide receiver off the board. Because I look at last year with Whiteside, and you saw all those guys that went ahead of him. And then look at the years since Howie's been GM. My fear is that you lose 8 or 9 receivers off the board, and then we're saying, hey, pick the right guy now. That scares the hell out of me. So I want to trade up and take the best shot at the best prospect I can.
I agree. Elias Stovall said Rasul and Jeffrey will be traded tomorrow.
She may be right. She definitely may be right. I mean, look, I think Rasul's got to go. They don't want to use him the way he needs to be used. So send him somewhere, get rid of him. I'm good. Jeffrey's a little I don't know how they're going to get rid of that contract.
Alshon?
Yeah.
Somebody said, what do I have to do to get a wrench? Let me see if I can throw you a wrench right now. I can't do it right now, but I got you. As soon as it's over, I got you, bro. So, okay. So say we stay at the 21st pick. First of all, let's go over the guys that we have on our draft board. Do you have that list?
I do not have it on me. It's on my phone, which I'm using. So, but I mean, I have a pretty good idea because I rewrote it up a couple times. So,
yeah, man. Respect to you, man. I don't got a bad memory, but man, you put out so much content.
We put a lot. Videos. I know we put out a lot.
I was trying to find the videos. It was crazy. I think let me find this draft list. It would be crazy if I don't have the draft list.
I know we had I could break it down in like tiers. We were very heavy wide receiver.
Yeah, we were
heavy corner.
Yeah.
We had a couple defensive ends in there, a couple linebackers in there. Yeah, I think that was pretty much.
So one of the linebackers that we had was Patrick Queen. I think that's
Patrick Queen. Yeah.
We had Patrick Queen.
Yep.
Cornerback wise, we had Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. Yeah.
But who are we really kidding? This really boils down to what tiers we believe a lot of these wide receivers are in, though.
It's all about that. Yeah.
I really feel like that's what it boils down to. So
yeah.
if you're staying at 21 realistically with this draft board that we put together. So this draft board has, I think the first guy I put was Michael Pittman.
Mm-hmm.
After the combine, that's when you put me on the Chase Claypool.
Mm-hmm. Chase Claypool was on there, yeah.
Jerry Jeudy has been there since day one.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb. Denzel Mims is another after the combine kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson grew on me.
Right.
T. Higgs has always been spoken about. Henry Ruggs has always been spoken about. Quez Watkins is like, I'm just in love with the kid. I think it may be too early for him. And then we have Brandon Ayuk. We are missing any wide receivers that you know of.
I don't think we talked about.
We did have Van Jefferson. We also had KJ Hill. We had KJ Hamler.
Okay, we did have Hamler. That was the one name I couldn't remember.
And Rhaegar.
Yeah, we did have Rhaegar. Yeah,
we did have Rhaegar for sure. So out of those, okay. So with these wide receivers that we've basically singled out, who do you think is a tier one guy? Give me your tier one guys.
My tier one guys.
At 21, give me your have to pick guys. If they're there at 21, I have to have them. Give me that guy.
Well, it would be any of the top three. If any of the top three fall at 21, I would have to get them. So my top tier is Lamb, Jeudy, Ruggs. Those are my three. Those are my best. Then I think there's a drop off next, and then you would have Mims, Jeffries, probably. There's an argument to be made about Rhaegar, although I think he would go further back. I think you got to put Higgins in there because I think Higgins is the most overlooked receiver in this draft, man. I think people they really overlook him because he's not a speedster, and I like speed, but I think Higgins is going to be good. So I would say Mims, Jeffries, Higgins. And then me personally, I would put Brandon Ayuk in there because I'm in love with Brandon Ayuk.
Twitter has been. So I did a mock draft yesterday. My last mock draft. It wasn't a definite mock draft. This mock draft, the purpose of this one was just to prove that wide receivers will be available at 21.
Yeah.
And Brandon Ayuk was the best wide receiver available at 21. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, they destroyed me fat. A lot of people don't like Brandon Ayuk, and I don't understand why.
I think people just think, oh, he had one good year. But I look at his game, man. I think this dude's going to translate in the NFL. He reminds me of like a faster, stronger, bigger, slightly bigger Jeremy Maclin. I think I think his game's going to translate in the NFL. I think you can move him all around. I think he would be perfect for the Eagles. I really do.
I think so, too. So, My top tier guys, honestly, and a lot of people really disagree with me with this, but CeeDee Lamb is a top tier guy to me. Jeudy is a top tier guy, and I think the third best wide receiver in this draft is Justin Jefferson. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Something about Justin Jefferson is just it didn't really take a while for him to grow on me. When I found out how good this kid was in the red zone, and I know that is Carson Wentz's cup of tea.
Yeah,
I mean, if Carson Wentz can get you to the red zone, he's most likely going to throw a touchdown pass. That's why, that's why our tight ends thrive in the system so well because Carson Wentz can find them in short yardage situations, and that just proves to be good in the red zone. So, Justin Jefferson, I think, is just a total package. I firmly believe that is the best wide receiver in this draft, and I was just hoping for this guy to slip down to 21. But when he ran that 4.4 something.
Right,
he's been kind of out of our range for a very long time, but I think Justin Jefferson fits Carson Wentz, and there's been a misconception that we need speed. Well, Carson Wentz has been pretty damn good without speed his whole career. He had speed for 2 games until Deshaun got hurt. So I think you got to pick a guy who can work with Carson. I don't think it's all about speed.
Me personally, and I get what you're saying. I respect it. I like Justin Jefferson. I think he's good. If they draft him, I can't be upset about it. But there are guys I just like more. Like I worry about Jefferson on the outside. Like maybe it's just like overload of so much information where you're watching this you're watching this, and you're
Yeah.
watching this, that you get to the point where you're like, I don't know if you can do this. I don't know if you can do that. So this guy says that. This guy says that. For me, I want to get a guy who I know in the first round primarily can go on that outside, like that X spot, and somebody that can stretch the field. And if there's any risk, in my opinion, that Justin Jefferson can't do that, then I don't know if I would take a chance. I'm in love with Denzel Mims. I know he's raw and stuff like that, but I just think if he develops, like if he lives up to his talent, I think he could be another T.O. I really do.
He's physical. He is physical in that aspect. I just don't I don't think he could be another T.O. I don't think his mindset is there. I think some reports just came out about him saying that, I think the crowd in Philly kind of bothers him or something like that.
Well, the city, he said the city, here's the thing. I thought it was a little overblown because he's from a real small town, I guess, in Texas or somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. So he went to Philly with his coach in the offseason. They went there, and he was intimidated by it. He definitely was intimidated by the size of the city and stuff. But I could understand that. It's a little bit of a shock when you go from some small town to somewhere like that. He also said on the radio with like Reese, like he would love to play in Philly. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
He could, he could be our guy. I'm not going to read too much into it either.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't really see the quote verbatim. I didn't even hear what he said. It's just he say, she say to me. But
right.
I don't think it was the right thing to say if you're looking to go perform in front of these people.
That's fair.
Trust me, it's a raw place to play, and I think you got to have. I think only T.O. could have been T.O. in the Eagles uniform. It's hard to explain. Like only Deshaun Jackson could be Deshaun Jackson.
Right.
But Alshon Jeffrey, you think he's in or out?
I think he's going to be in, but not by choice. I just don't think they're going to be able to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Because look, he's got a big contract, and then he's got a Liz Frank injury. They're saying what? He's not going to come back to like week 4, 5, 6, and then what kind of shape is he going to be in? Will a team even take him? That's my question. But
he's definitely a bigger body. When bigger bodies tend to lay around in the off season and don't get their cardio in, they start gaining weight, and that's not good for a receiver. I think whoever we pick in this upcoming draft at the 21st spot, I think it absolutely has to be a wide receiver. I think the time is now to get Carson Wentz some weapons. I don't think you can afford to trade back and even wait another round. The talent will still be there, but at the same time, you got to look at what Carson Wentz did last year. 4,000 passing yards. Some people say that's no big deal. I don't think it's a big deal, but to do it without a receiver to get 500 yards in the season is remarkable. So imagine if you could pair him with somebody that he can grow with. And this draft is so important because this wide receiver is going to learn from a future Hall of Famer in Deshaun Jackson. Let's face it. I think Deshaun Jackson is going to the Hall of Fame. This wide receiver is going to be able to learn from somebody he potentially looked up with, played within Madden.
Right.
And have Carson Wentz throwing the ball to him. So the guy that we pick to be our wide receiver of the future has to be a hit. Has to be a hit.
He has to. And think about this too. This was another reason why in recent weeks I've been calling for a trade up, because if you look, there's going to be no OTAs, right? No spring training, no camp. You can't.
Yeah.
So you're going to get all these rookies are going to go in behind the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need a guy to contribute, you got to get somebody as pro ready as possible. And that's actually my one argument for drafting Justin Jefferson, because I think that he's probably really pro ready right now.
Yeah.
Like I would take other guys in front of him, but if you want to make an argument for him, Justin Jefferson is ready to go. He could go in and play right now.
I think CeeDee Lamb is too.
Yeah, he is.
I think CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson are the best wide receivers in the draft. They could win on the outside, in my opinion. I just think they want it.
Right.
I think they want to be great. You know, we're already deeming Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy is great, but I think these guys really want to be great. And I could just see it. You know, I'm often not wrong about wide receivers. Last year I wanted what's his name in Seattle, DK Metcalf. I wanted that guy so bad, but we just gotta hope Howie does not overthink this, man. We just gotta hope he doesn't overthink it.
I know. I mean, dude, look, I like Howie. I think he does a lot of things good.
Yeah.
But his receivers suck that he drafts. They
Mhm.
suck, man. They can't draft them. And it's like, how are you going to pick the right guy? You know, I'm a big Ruggs guy. I mean, I've probably said it a zillion times because I think that he could learn from Deshaun Jackson for a whole year. I just would love that. I think he's going to be good. I think Judy's going to be good. I think Jefferson's going to be good. I think the first 4 receivers are probably going to all be pretty good.
Yeah, and Ruggs with Deshaun Jackson should scare the hell out of any team in the NFC East.
Right. Now, if I did, let's say I took Jefferson. Let's say we take Jefferson at 21.
Yeah.
To me, if I take him at 21, I have to get a receiver in the second round. Like I have to trade up. I have to get somebody that can play the outside. I think if you match him with somebody that you for sure know will play outside, like let's say Rager or Ayuk, I'm good. Then you got everything we need.
See, Rager, I haven't really, to be honest, I haven't looked at too much of Rager. I don't know why. I just haven't been intrigued enough. But I started looking at him a little more towards closer to the draft. And he really reminds me of a Steve Smith, man. He's tough.
Yeah,
he's tough. And you know, I'm still not sleeping on Laviska either. You know, nobody's really talking about him anymore.
He really dropped because of that injury and stuff. I look at I wonder with him, kind of like with Jefferson, can he play on the outside? A lot of people say he can only play inside. So if I got Jefferson, I wouldn't go after Laviska. But a guy like Brandon Ayuk, you put those 2 guys out there, you got an outside and a slot, and man, you would. God, oh man, I'm getting dizzy thinking about it.
No, yeah. I feel you. It's a lot of questions being thrown at us, man. Make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you sub up to Philly 500 and myself if you haven't already done that. Cashy Beats says, do you guys believe the Eagles would have to get into the top 10 to get a top 3 wide receiver or somewhere between 15 and 20?
I don't think you have to get in the top 10 to get one of the top 3 wide receivers. I think if you can get between 12 and 15, you got a shot.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to get into the top 10 because you got to think about it. So you got to think about it like this. Who picks first? The Washington, not the Washington Redskins. I'm sorry. It's the Bengals, right?
Bengals, yeah.
Bengals pick first. They're taking a quarterback. Washington has basically been bullied into taking Chase. Now, if I was the Washington Redskins in that situation, I probably would pick a quarterback. Because to me, it doesn't feel like that they're too high on Dwayne Haskins, although I can't be mad at them for not giving up on him. Who's 3? The Detroit Lions. It seems like to me they've been bullied into taking the cornerback.
Right.
That's quarterback in the draft. Who picked 4 in that draft?
Was it Giants? Giants 4 or 5? I can't remember. Huh?
I think it is the Giants, right?
Yeah, I think the Giants. I think the Giants. I can't remember. I have to look at the thing.
Yeah, but I think once it gets to the Giants pick, that's where the mistakes start getting made.
Well, they're the Giants.
Yeah, exactly.
The Giants.
There you go. I think that's where the mistakes start being made because if I'm the Giants, which I know they're not going to do this because like you said, they are the Giants. I take one of those wide receivers.
Oh, okay, you're gonna go real.
You got a young quarterback, but I can't be mad at them for taking the offensive tackle either.
No.
I think what they'll do, but I think they'll screw up and they'll take what is his name, Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker.
Yeah.
So after that, you have the Dolphins. Nobody in the world knows what the hell the Dolphins are about to do. They might go with Herbert. They might trade up and take another offensive tackle. I thought it was going to be Tua, but I don't even know if Tua was going to go in the first round. I
don't know either because of the medical reports. Who knows?
Right. It's only one team for sure that I can say is going to take a wide receiver, and it's Vegas. It's the Raiders.
Yeah, I think the Jets could, but I think they're going to go ahead and take an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
The Raiders, now they got 2 picks. They got a pick in the 12 and at 19. So they could, if we get lucky, they could say we'll take a receiver at 19. That would be a break, but I don't know. I think they probably go top wide receiver, maybe like Lamb or Judy. Maybe they may even go Ruggs from what I've heard. So who knows?
I think if we're going to take somebody's pick, I think we have to use the Jags. They have no need for that high draft pick. I mean, they're going to be rebuilding for the next 10 years. I think we got to take advantage of the Jags. We got to take advantage of the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think the 49ers have a second or third round pick. They just got that 13th pick. And who else could we take advantage of? One of the Raiders picks. I don't think the Raiders will give it up, but I think there's room for us to move up. And I think
there is.
Yeah, Howie would be crazy to still be at 20.
Well, here's my thing. I'll ask your opinion on this, right? You can tell me what you think. But when you look at it, right, the Eagles are at 21. They have not signed one offensive player in free agency. We have not addressed the offense.
True.
Now, let's say the 3 receivers go off the board first. Justin Jefferson sitting there. Now, you got all these teams behind the Eagles. No. Hey, look, the Eagles are probably going to take Jefferson. If we want Jefferson or we want all these receivers, we need to jump the Eagles. So I feel like in some ways we're sitting ducks, just sitting at 21, waiting for somebody to jump us. And that even if you want Justin Jefferson, you're going to have to move up to like 18, 19, something, just to protect yourself. Otherwise, everybody's going to try to come up.
I think you're absolutely right. I think we're in a dangerous spot simply because that disgusting team that plays in Texas picked 17th. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, Dallas Cowboys, if you're watching, we got unfinished business. You're lucky I'm talking here with my guy right now. I'll dig up in you real quick, but
go. Kill him. Tell Mark Holmes to eat a carb.
I'm gonna save it because my mock draft that I did yesterday, and I posted it. I published it yesterday. It had the Dallas Cowboys taking Henry Ruggs at 17.
Oh, that would kill
Dallas
me.
Cowboys taking Henry Ruggs at 17, and it makes sense. It makes sense. I'll tell you why it makes so much sense. They don't believe in Dak Prescott.
No.
Obviously, he needs more to get the job done. He had 2,000-yard receivers last year, went 8-8, threw for damn near 5,000 yards, went 8-8. Zeke ran for something crazy, went 8-8. They're going to try to put as much around him as possible before they have to pay him a contract. It makes sense that they would go out there and get Ruggs.
That would torture me, man. That's like torture to me because I know they're going to let me hear it too.
Oh yeah. And you know, we took Dallas Goedert. You think they don't think about that? This is the perfect opportunity. This is the perfect
about it all the time.
That's why
Mark Holmes can't eat a carbohydrate right now because he's still upset about that Dallas Goedert pick.
No, Mark is really still upset about losing the division. And, you know, I almost gave up the fight on debating with Dallas Cowboys because this is the facts of the matter. You didn't win the division. You won 8-8.
Right.
You can't keep pointing these stats out forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? You cannot keep pointing these stats out forever. The Philadelphia Eagles need a wide receiver. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys were 1 game-winning drive away from winning the division.
Yeah.
Dak had 0 game-winning drives. If he just gets 1 out of any 16 of those games.
I didn't think about that. You're right. That's right.
That means 1 game-winning drive. We don't go to the playoffs. They do.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I put things into like a different perspective when you're talking Dallas Cowboys because the stats are overhyped. And, you know, just one game-winning drive and everything changes.
Well, I love how you notice how now they just ignore the last game that took place. Like even Mark Holmes in their statistics when he's throwing out numbers, he just forgets the last game where the division was on the line and our quarterback had practice squad guys around him. It's like it never happened.
The only leg that they can stand on is the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, Dallas Cowboys fans have turned into mathematicians or something, or I don't know what. It's all about numbers for them. But the only number that really matters is if your number is greater than the other teams at the end of the day when the clock reaches.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You know, they don't point out the fact that Carson Wentz had the most dropped touchdown passes. I'm not talking about dropped passes.
Right.
The Philadelphia Eagles led the league in dropped touchdown passes with 11. Carson Wentz had the opportunity to throw for damn near 40 touchdown passes with practice squad receivers.
I know, and like 3 or 4 of those were like game winners.
Exactly.
Were game winners.
If you just catch the game winners, we probably get a bye. You know what I mean?
Gosh, I know. It's crazy.
So that was the deciding factor for me, 500. That we need a wide receiver. The amount of dropped touchdown passes says you got to get a wide receiver with this pick.
Yeah. You know, I was looking at that. I was looking at Kansas City in the Super Bowl, and I was looking at the Baltimore Ravens, and you see these offenses that are so explosive, and you think that, you know, that those offense versus our offense is is like different levels. And if you want to compete with those teams, you're gonna have to get more explosive on offense. I just think that's the way it has to be. And I think you give Carson Wentz the weapons like you give Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be up there with Patrick Mahomes in MVP talk. It will happen. He just needs those weapons.
I agree because Carson Wentz doesn't really throw a lot of interceptions. Now he had a couple interceptions dropped last year.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like to say Carson Wentz often takes, bad throws. But who was at the top of the league last year in bad throws? I think it was Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson might have been up there, Carson Wentz, Jameis Winston, those guys. Only one of those guys don't know how to throw the ball away. That's Jameis Winston. So, so when you're deciphering what a bad throw is, they count the ones where quarterbacks simply see the play is broken, let me just throw it in the dirt.
Right.
And that's unfair to the quarterback. And I've seen Carson Wentz do that a number of times last year because guys can't get separation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He led the league in passes that had to be fit in a tight window, whatever stat that's called. He was supposed to have to play to another level of accuracy at times because guys couldn't get separation. Get him somebody that can separate, and it's going to be trouble.
Yo, LB, remember week 1 with Deshaun Jackson second half?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. You imagine adding now an experienced Miles Sanders, right, who's a weapon, and you add a weapon on the other side, and you have even Deshaun Jackson healthy. You add that team's going to score almost 30 points a game every week.
Every week.
It's going to happen.
Week. And what's crazy about 17-point deficits and stuff like that? You need explosion to get out of them.
Right.
You need firepower to get out of a deficit like that because you got to be able to, have a quick strike. If we can put plays together like that, if we can have 17 points at halftime, a couple games this season, I think we'll be fine. We struggled to score so much, and it kind of made Carson Wentz look pedestrian at times. It wasn't really his fault. I commend Carson Wentz so much for not complaining. He kept his head down. I mean, to throw for 4,000 passing yards with the slop that was on the field at times.
I know. And think about all the times like you watch where Carson's holding the ball and he's trying to keep the play alive, and the receivers just stand around. They just stand around. Imagine if you have guys that could turn upfield and go 40 yards like a Deshaun Jackson. I mean, it's going to open the whole game up for him. Then you're going to see guys like Ertz have bigger years. Guys that, maybe not like a Whiteside. He's going to get more space. Everybody gets more space. And that's where I think this team this is what they need to take care of this draft. Take care of those weapons for your quarterback.
Yeah, and speaking of Arcega-Whiteside, I think he has. I'm not going to put any pressure on him. He was a young player last year, but he has to absolutely show up. I think he was on the field more than Deebo Samuels. He was on the field more than what's that other kid, AJ Brown. These guys are all rookies.
Right.
He was on the field more than DK Metcalf, but these guys made noise for their respective ball clubs. These are 3 rookies who was in the playoffs. All 4 of them were in the playoffs.
Right.
If you get more production out of Arcega-Whiteside this upcoming season, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be crazy. And I think the pressure's on him because if we draft 2 wide receivers like I believe we're going to do, he has to show up or he's going to find himself behind Greg Ward fighting for a roster spot.
Yeah, I think so.
He found himself on a practice squad.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, we've signed nobody. This doesn't make sense. We have not signed one player in free agency on the offense. We've done nothing to address it. Now, that tells me that they're planning something big in this draft, that they're planning on being aggressive. I think something's up tomorrow. I think they're going to be very aggressive. Maybe they trade up, maybe they trade back, maybe they trade to Alshon Jeffrey. But I think they have big plans for this offense because they literally did nothing in free agency. Nothing.
I think they have a wild card in their pocket that we keep forgetting about. Deshaun Jackson, for his age, is still very, very productive.
Sure.
Deshaun Jackson has mastered more things than just a fly route.
Right.
Deshaun Jackson is so fast that he backs defenders off of him still at that age.
Yeah.
And he can get separation. And I think Carson Wentz and Deshaun Jackson have built a rapport together from OTAs last season. And I think they were just ready to go. I think they're also counting on Alshon Jeffrey coming back. So I think that they didn't want to be as aggressive for a reason. They know that listen, Alshon Jeffrey's still productive. I don't know how. I don't know how he does it some of the times, but he's still productive.
Right.
I think that's why they didn't go super crazy. Think about who are we going to go after Amari Cooper? No.
No, but not even like a veteran wide receiver. Like what if Alshon doesn't come back to week 8 or 9? Oh, who are you going to have there? You're going to put all your eggs in Whiteside's basket? Like they didn't even get one player, not even offensive lineman. I just think that they're waiting for this draft. And I'm not saying they're going to trade for a player, but I think that they're going to go after specific high-end talent. And I really, that's one of the reasons why I really believe they're going to move up, is because they've been banking on that.
I think you have to go after high-end talent. What do you think about Judy and the knee issues that's coming out? Would you still take a chance on Judy if you thought
I would. Yeah. I mean, unless it's something really, really bad, But from what I was reading, I think it was a meniscus. He had surgery there, and they were saying there was no complication. He never missed practice. There was nothing, that he showed he's been hurt. It just, the MRI looked weird when they said it, I guess, when doctors seen it. But, the thing is a lot of times these teams put out crap like that because they want a guy to get, fall back to them. So you don't know if this is a smokescreen. You don't know if a team is lying about this. Who knows? But when you can't go visit these players, or these players can't go visit the doctors now because of the whole virus thing going on, maybe teams will get scared off and we'll get lucky. I would take a chance on Judy. Yeah, I would.
I would take a chance on him too. I really got my eye on 2 wide receivers in his draft. I got my eye on Van Jefferson. He got hurt. I don't even think he could go to the combine. I got my eye on Van. I got my eye on KJ Hill and Quez Watkins, and also Michael Pittman. It's so much talent in the draft wide receiver wise, man.
Yeah,
you could name these guys all day, and I'm not a big college football guy, so I don't have I'm not looking at it from an aspect of like somebody told me about Quez Watkins today. Oh, he came from a small conference, not good talent. I don't look at stuff like that because I'm not a college football guy, and I think that's an advantage that I got. Right. I'm looking at what he did on the field. Football is football still at the end of the day. Nobody could catch him, and nobody could guard him.
Yeah.
He's
I say this all the time. I think some of the most overrated arguments is when somebody goes, well, he only caught this many catches, or he only went and did this, he did that. You can't worry about that in the NFL. The Eagles have gotten caught, and they've gotten in trouble with that, where they just go, well, this guy was productive in college. You got to look at his ceiling, his athleticism, and what he can develop into. You got to kind of like forward think a little bit and try to progress, because look at McLaurin, right, from the Redskins. He didn't do a whole bunch in college, but he was a high-end athlete. He had a high upside, and he was able to develop. So I say, like a Van Jefferson, a Quez Watkins, if they got talent, they got talent. And if they got that, we need it. So I don't care.
I agree. I think last year when we drafted Arthur-Whiteside, we made the mistake of trying to draft a specific guy that fits what Carson Wentz likes to do. What I mean? I think they picked him because he was number 1 collegiately that year in 50-50 balls.
Right. They were looking at a certain statistic. And focusing on that, and I think that's hurt them in the past. I think that's why they don't draft wide receivers well, because I mean, look at McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, the kids from the Giants, Slayton, Brown. I mean, there were so many guys that were productive year one. And I don't know what they were thinking, man. You wanted DK Metcalf. I almost had a heart attack in my draft, because when I knew we were going to take a receiver, but I thought it was going to be DK Metcalf. Like, I thought that was a shoo-in at that point,
Yeah, because you made arguably you made a mistake by getting Andre Dillard. Some people would say that was a reach, but I think it's going to come to fruition this year. Then you picked Miles Sanders, right? Miles Sanders was second, and then third. Do we have?
We had 2 seconds. Yeah. DK
was there. Hollywood Brown was gone at that time.
McLaurin was there. Slayton was there. Deebo Samuel, I believe, was there. AJ Brown, they were all there, man.
I just don't even know how you – to this day, I don't know how you could justify that. When they said Deebo Samuels had 2% body fat at 6'3", was running like a 4.3, had like a Vince Carter type vertical. What
Yeah.
the hell are you not? What are you
Yeah.
not impressed by?
Yeah. See, I think a lot of times you'll hear people say, well, 40 time don't matter. The combine stuff don't matter. And they're right. You have to be balanced about it. But I think the Eagles almost are like on the opposite side where like they don't really care about that. If you do something specific or you're productive in certain area that they like, then they take you instead of looking at the overall talent and the ceiling,
I agree. But when you see a physical specimen step onto the field at a training facility, you got to turn your head. It's like when I saw DK Metcalf's like his measurements and his body type, I was like, there's only three wide receivers that I've seen that was just physical specimens like DK Metcalf, Terrell Owens, Julio Jones, and Megatron. I have not seen a physical specimen. You're probably not going to see another one like that for a couple of years who's just physically, imposing like that. And for them to go with a guy from where the hell he came from, Stanford, and don't have them. God,
look, dude, when a guy can open your can of soup with his biceps, you draft his ass. You know what I mean?
That's what you do. That's what you do. DK Metcalf, Takeem Hilton 2.0 says DK Metcalf, not Deebo Samuels.
Not Deebo
Samuel.
Samuel.
Tell you what, they both advanced in the play. I'll tell you what, DK Metcalf cooked us in the playoff.
I like
Deebo Samuel's been cooking all year.
Right.
He ain't no Deebo, but
yeah. I mean, imagine if you had drafted DK Metcalf, what we talking about right now. We don't have to take a receiver in round 1. You could go linebacker, which they may do anyways. Who knows? I have no idea. But
if you draft, I believe if you draft DK Metcalf, the Eagles just cut their losses with Alshon. If he's still hurt, I think the Eagles just bite it. They just bite the bullet.
Yeah,
they just accept it. Like, okay, we'll be on the books for this, and they still draft another wide receiver. They just won this year.
They could see like the way I'm looking at draft is I'm like you. I think they're going to take at least 2. So let's say you take Justin Jefferson in the first, then I would probably look for a speed guy on the outside. Let's say somehow you get Henry Ruggs, then I would look at a guy like Michael Pittman Jr., T. Higgins, somebody a little bigger. Like I want to complement my number 1 and 2 receivers that I get in this draft,
I agree. Philly Fresh say, yo, what up, Philly Fresh, man? How you feeling, man?
What's up, Philly Fresh?
Yes, sir. Let's get some questions real quick while I got Philly 500 on, man. Let's get some questions, man. Anything you guys want to know about our thoughts about tomorrow's draft? What you doing for the draft tomorrow, Philly? Did you figure it
out? I'm live streaming, and me and you may be in luck because
really? Did you find?
Well, I did. I maybe. So here's what happened, right? I'm looking for a computer. I found the one I want, and I'm like, okay, this is at Best Buy. It's going to be available on Friday. Now I have like 3 or 4 Best Buys around, and my wife's like, oh, I got a $250 gift card that she got at work last year at Best Buy, and it's already $250 off. So I'm like, all right, so $500 off. All right, I'm in. So she's looking right now. She's looking for any place that it's available for pickup tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And so hopefully when I get off, I can figure that out. And if I can get it by tomorrow, then we're game, man. We're in.
You're right. The only thing with that is if you buy it now, it'll definitely be available for pickup.
Yeah, well, the one I checked one store and it said available Friday, but it didn't have tomorrow. So she's checking the different stores for me now. So we may be able to do it, and if not, maybe Friday too. So
Friday. I mean, we definitely could do the second round if you set up for Friday. If you gotta wait, that's cool though.
But hopefully, man, as soon as this is over, I'm gonna go try to see if I can get it. So I'll let you know.
I feel you. Somebody, Philly Jedi says cornerback Lamar Jackson. What about Lamar?
I like Lamar. He fell to my 5th round in my last draft. A lot of people think he's a Rasul Douglas clone.
Yeah,
it kind of is, I guess. But I mean, I like him.
I like him too. He made our draft board too. It's coming back to me.
Lamar Jackson is. One question I want to ask.
Yeah.
Linebackers, because there's a lot of chatter out there that the Eagles may go linebacker. Now, I don't believe they will because they never value linebackers early, and I prefer receiver. But if they went linebacker, I couldn't get mad because they're so bad at linebacker. And I really like Kenneth Murray from the Sooners.
It's crazy.
I like him a lot.
It's crazy. Can you see, like, when I click on and highlight these?
I do. I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, you can see it. I was wondering that. It's crazy you say that, because YBN Mucci says it's so many wide receivers in the draft, right? Should we go for Murray, the linebacker, in the first?
I see. My thing is, I understand if they do it, I wouldn't be mad. But my fear comes back to Howie Roseman. So you don't take a receiver in the first, you take a linebacker. Great. Now you don't pick again to 53. We've probably talking 10 wide receivers are off the board.
That's why I think,
and it's like, really we want to go down that route?
No, you don't want to go down that route. I think you got to take a wide receiver in the first round. Because if you don't take a wide receiver in the first round, because you're absolutely right about that, yo. You're absolutely right about that. You actually you run the risk of even Michael Pittman being gone.
Gone, yeah. I mean, look, if
a lot of things happening.
You're saying Ruggs, Lamb, Judy, Jefferson, they're all going top in the first round. Then you have guys like Rager, Mims, who may fall late in the first. But then once you get in the second, you talk about Brandon Ayuk. Rager would be gone. KJ Hamler, maybe Chase Claypool, maybe Michael Pittman. I mean, you could have a run on wide receivers. By the time you pick in the second round, you're picking the 11th guy. Now you're saying, Howie, hey, yo, you never get it right, but we expect you to find the gem with 11 receivers already off the board. I can't take that chance.
You can't take that chance. I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain that you have to. I feel like that before you go down to 21, you would have to trade that 21st pick to give yourself 2 second-round picks. Right. Now, if you can do it that way and find a way to finesse those 2 second-round picks and grab yourself a Kenneth Murray early in the second round or mid-second round, it got to be some type of way, because you got 2 fourth-round picks as well.
Yeah.
And those 4th-round picks are close. So I think those are important picks as well.
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. Like, I don't even mind if you traded back a couple spots and then you trade up in the second round. I would be okay with something like that. But I just, when you talk about drafting a linebacker in the first, I just always start counting how many receivers are going to be gone at 53, and then what? You know
what? I got a bold prediction tomorrow. I think we are going to trade up. I think actually, I can see us trading up in the top 10 tomorrow. I can feel it.
I think they're going to at least try. I really believe. I think it's the right move. I think they got to be aggressive. I do.
I can feel it, because actually, now that I think about it, the Jaguars owe us one, because we could have franchise tagged and then traded Nick Foles to them and got something for it. So I feel like the Jags owe us something.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, so we'll see. Kenneth Murray won't be there if we trade back. Probably not. We need wide receivers. And you guys got any questions for Philly 500?
You know what we need? We need a hacker. We need like the greatest hacker in the world to go in there and hack the Cowboys. So when they pick 17 punter, boom, done. They get a punter and it's too late.
I am so nervous. If anything, we got to move up.
Yeah.
We got to move in front of those guys, man. I'm telling you, man. They're going to put it to us.
I agree, because I think 21, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get the top receivers off the board. Then you're going to get the teams who are behind you who are getting antsy, and they're going to try to move and try to go up. And if you just sit there, you're going to get somebody's going to jump you. It's going to happen.
That's one of the worst places to be in, man, because dudes jump right in front of you to take it that they know you're keying in on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So tomorrow,
and I think Howie's going to be aggressive. I really, really do.
I hope so, man. He got to show it, man, this year. And in the first round, he got to show it. Last year he wasn't aggressive, but I'm not mad at the Andre Dillard pick at all.
Right.
I think it's actually going to be a good breath of fresh air on the offensive line. Jason Peters played well to me, but too many false starts. He finally gets his chance.
Right.
I'm not mad at the pick at all. No. I'm nervous now. I wasn't nervous when I woke up.
I'm nervous, Rick.
I'm nervous about what we're going to do tomorrow, because this is big time, man.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the most important draft since Carson Wentz, in my opinion, because if you can hit on these picks, especially on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like, you're under a rookie contract, you're not paying them a lot. Now, over the course of the next 4 or 5 years, you can go add that defensive player when you need them. Add this, and I think they're set up perfectly, but they got to hit on this.
You got to hit. You got to hit. Even if you got to swing and take 3 wide receivers, I don't care.
I don't either.
Two of them got to be able to get you at least 500 receiving yards in their year.
And remember, I mean, Alshon, he's come back from injury, and Deshaun, even though I think he has a few years left, he's still 33 years old. So you're gonna have to replace these guys, and this is only like the deepest wide receiver class in maybe history. I say take full advantage of it.
Yeah, you got to. They owed to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has shown that he can win with limited resources around him. So go ahead and get him some resources that don't cost you no money right now. All it does is cost you a pick. All you got to do is call these guys' name.
Right.
Announce your pick, and you're paying him not a lot of money for the next 4 years. You owe Carson Wentz that respect. You know what I mean?
Agree.
I think it's a huge slap in the face if they don't take a wide receiver with this first pick and they wait till 53 to try to address wide receiver. You're asking for a disaster. Even though the talent will still be there, but will you be happy with the talent? No.
I totally agree. I'm with you 100%. I agree.
A lot of people saying we're going to get Lamb. I don't know how it's going to happen. DH Eagle says, my 2 favorite Eagles content creators. Much love and respect to you both. Hey,
what's up, DH Eagle, man?
You know what I mean? So we've been on for about an hour right now.
Yeah.
You guys know that we have to pick somebody from this live stream that's going to win the Philly 500 merch, that's going to win the LB merch, and it's just going to be lit, man. We want to see some pictures of that merch. I'm gonna
hell yeah,
probably go do. You want me to close my eyes and pick somebody now 500, or you want me to do it later after the stream?
Whatever you want, man. However you want to do it.
All right, so I'm scrolling. I'm not looking away. The next comment that I click on that pop up on the screen, they get the merch, man. They get the merch. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Something came up. Adrian Dormar says S.
What the hell does that mean?
What is that? I don't know what that is, but Adrian, I'm going to give you my email address. I'm going to post that right now.
Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations to you, man. Elijah E. G. Gmail.com.
I'm ready. Tomorrow.
Adrian S. Let me take a screenshot of this, man, so I don't forget this dude's name. Make sure you get that merch out to you, man. I'm gonna send your information to my guy Charles.
Yeah, shout out to Charles.
Yeah, shout out to Charles too. That was big time.
Yeah.
Where'd my damn email go? I'm gonna put it up there again.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome tomorrow.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I hope you get your computer, man, so we can get it on.
I hope so too, man. That would be so much fun. I would love to be able to do that. I've wanted to bring people in for a long time. Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. Yeah. On your channel, I don't think you've ever had nobody on.
Never.
Oh, it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. I might have to make some eggnog or something. I might have to
make some eggnog, man. Come on.
Right.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Adrian S, man. Make sure you send me an email, I guess address and all of that stuff where you want the merchandise shipped. I'll get it over to Charles. Charles is going to buy the merchandise for me. He's going to go. You got Teesprings, right? 500.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Teesprings and pick something from Philly 500. Get the sizes and all of that. So yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes. I also got to pick somebody from one of my contests pretty here soon. I will do it on draft night though. So Philly, man, it was a pleasure having you on, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I don't know if it's going to be Thursday or Friday, but
we're gonna work it out.
I'm up and ready to get it on, man. So
yeah. Oh well, thanks for having me on. I will keep you updated on what goes on because I'm gonna hopefully go lock this thing in if I can.
Yeah. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. All right, man. Good luck to all the Eagles fans tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
LB and 500 signing out. Thank you guys for joining.
Peace.